Welcome to the ESI Africa studio. Today I'm speaking with Dunstan Kawana, who is the ICT manager at Erongo Red in Namibia. Welcome, Dunstan.
Thank you very much.
Dunstan, you have recently, or your utility has recently collaborated with AUTC on advancing technologies. So how is that working out for you, and what technologies are you actually implementing?
Well, so far it's worked out very well for us. I mean, in terms of the collaboration, we've got a lot of knowledge that we can tap into when it comes to the AUTC with regard to the working groups. So from cybersecurity all to the network infrastructure and also smart cities and also looking at the smart grid. So we have basically looked at our infrastructure and started there, our ICT infrastructure, and gradually built that up. So far that has been great. So we've tapped into each vicinity with regard to our infrastructure, looking at radio communications, looking at our access networks, how that can work together to basically forge a secure, reliable network.
Have your customers noticed the difference?
Well, our customers have noticed the difference with regard to the reliability on our prepaid vending. I mean, the uptime has so far been quite good. So, and also in terms of access to information, we are still busy working on that.
Right. And in terms of revenue collection, is there some sort of application that you've implemented that is different from what you were doing before?
We haven't touched on that aspect yet with regard to revenue collection, but that's basically in another business unit that handles revenue collection that are basically looking at that.
Right. And has this impacted on, for instance, an increase in the number of customers that you have?
In terms of the revenue collection, that one specifically, I'll have to refer that to the people that actually do revenue collection.
Right, because I'm more on the technology side.
I'm more on the technology side and more on the IT infrastructure.
Right. You mentioned cyber security. This is a very real issue for Erongo Red.
Yes, I mean for us in terms of anything that predominantly connects to the internet, you have to look at it from that perspective in terms of how secure are you, looking at the infrastructure that we run, our SCADA systems and our substations, so and also looking at our internal network infrastructure, looking at our ERP solutions and our prepaid vending, so it's something that we definitely take very serious and definitely look at.
Did you find that in terms of the skills development within the utility that needed to be looked at as well?
Yes, that definitely needed to be looked at in terms of we have sent our ICT personnel on specific trainings with regard to firewall training and with regard to giving them that skill with regard to network security so that we can start tackling that as well. We've also taken a broad view with regard to our systems, how we can secure them, and also we've also done that.
So what is the next step for your utility?
In terms of the next step is for us leveraging our infrastructure to provide better service and products to our customers. So we're now looking at what other services and what other information can we give to our customer for them to have access to information to help them make better decisions.
What would that potentially look like?
That would potentially look like in terms of a customer being able to look at their consumption, to notice how they're consuming the electricity and how they're consuming their units, and how during, for example, in a week, they can look at what day of the week do they use the most in terms of consumption, to allow them to determine what to switch on when, what to switch off when, and so forth.
So it's something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Dunstan.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for watching. I'm Nicolette Pomba van Zyl, editor of ESI Africa, coming to you from the African Utility Week studio.